This is the League of the Genuine Conversation, the only show on the planet where we discuss the important but often ignored subject of counterfeits. We have a new guest who is going to bring a new angle and dimension to our regular conversation on counterfeits. A young lady by the names of Ruth Nabembezi. She is the founder, president, chairman, chairperson of Ask Without Shame, a social enterprise. So I'm going to ask you questions without shame today.
Yes.
But why did you come up with this name, Ask Without Shame? And what does Ask Without Shame do?
So why we came up with the name Ask Without Shame is because there has been a lot of shame when it comes to sex education. The fact that it's a taboo topic meant to be spoken behind doors. So we named ourselves Ask Without Shame because we want people to ask without shame. So
to ask about their sexuality and,
yes,
and issues. So
without
are you
any
promoting promiscuity and people to be sexually active? What are you promoting?
Not really, but once the youth are informed, they can make the right decisions, and they can only be informed with the accurate information. Sometime back then, in the past, we used to have sengas and the uncles, and that has faded away. So imagine the parents fear to talk to their children about
The
sexual
modern
issues.
parent especially.
Yes, they do fear. And then they leave the kids to learn stuff from the internet, which is at some time misleading and giving a lot of fake information. So why we are here, it's because we want the youth to get factual information when it comes to their sexuality, to be aware of their sexual health, so they can make the rightful decision in the end. So many people are getting pregnant because they don't know that when you're a teenager, for example, and you've started your periods and you sleep around, you can easily conceive. They don't know that the repercussion is you get pregnant.
Because when they go on the internet, it is showing that it's trendy, it is funky to have a boyfriend, to sleep over, to
Yes.
kiss. It is okay. And you're saying that the context is not.
Yeah, for us, we want to
Correct.
show them that, for example, when you sleep around, there is a chance of you getting pregnant, there is a chance of you getting HIV and other sexually transmitted infection. So we teach you, we give you all the information you need to make the rightful decision, whether to keep going with what you want.
But Ruth, what motivated you to start up this organization? What's your background in a minute?
So it comes from a personal story. I lost my parents to HIV, and my sister too died of HIV. She lost a lot of hair and weight, and neighbors in the village thought it was witchcraft. She was taken to a witch doctor to be cleansed of the demons they thought were attacking her, and unfortunately she died. She would probably still be alive if she had been sensitized about HIV, or if she had been treated by medical experts. At least she would be on ARVs. Till now, maybe she would be alive. But due to lack of sensitization and due to misinformation, she lost her life. And I developed a strong frustration for the fact that people in Uganda are not having the right information when it comes to sexuality. And this is a topic meant to be spoken behind doors. That's why I started Ask Without Shame.
Okay, good reason. And you also say that, of course, you are an orphan. You
Yes.
are orphaned at an early age. Did this also motivate you to make a contribution to a better world?
Of course, because I've been supported throughout by people I even didn't know, people I'm not related to, and I also wanted to give back
To the community.
to the community.
We must applaud you for that
Thank you.
very noble cause that
Thank
you're pursuing. But your noble cause of providing accurate information on sexuality and reproductive health is being threatened by a monster called counterfeiting. It wears many clothes like fake news, for example, fake information. What what are can you give examples of the fake sexuality information around, or reproductive health information? Like what?
There is this fake information that when you sleep with a virgin, you can get cured of HIV. And it has led to so many girls, young girls, actually being raped.
When you sleep with a virgin,
yeah, that
you get cured of HIV.
Yeah. And that has led to so many girls being raped and even getting HIV, which they've not looked for from anywhere.
And this, you have designed communication around it, targeting the young girls, targeting even
Yes.
the young boys.
Yes.
But there's also the notion that young girls are safe from HIV.
That's not true.
Some people think like that.
No, that's not true. Because there are those who contract it from straight away when they're still in them. During birth, you can infect your baby. So some of them didn't sleep around to get the HIV.
So somebody can be a virgin and still have HIV.
Exactly.
There is also...
You can be born with HIV. Yeah, so you can be a virgin with HIV.
So you are supporting the general awareness campaign, saying abstinence, if you must do it, use a condom, things like that. You are joining the public campaign.
Yes, 100%.
There is also stigma around HIV. Have you faced a situation of some people thinking that you share a cup or you share something with somebody with HIV?
Actually, yes, too much stigma. And one of the factors that are still shaking this entire campaign of fighting or preventing HIV has been affected so much by the stigma and even the shame. There is a huge problem when it comes to shame and stigma in fighting HIV among the youth. Yeah.
So how are you
actually, due to stigma?
How are you dealing with this issue of the stigma among the youth?
With our platforms we created as Ask Without Shame, we talk to the youth without fear or any judgment. So I always give them a space for them to express themselves. Since these platforms are anonymous, you don't have to tell us your identity, where you come from, or we're not even supposed to look at you for us to give you information. So what we're trying to do is to break the stigma by creating these platforms for people to use.
People to be aware. But after you've given the information, do you also encourage the youth to go for treatment?
We do encourage them, and we even partner with other organizations where we even do referrals. We keep in touch with them to an extent that we have to follow up with them.
Because we have a lot of counterfeits in medicines, including ARVs.
That is so true.
How do you ensure that the youth you've given good information does not go and get entrapped with the fake ARVs?
The ones we've given information and the ones we've tested and found to be positive, we are in partnership with TASO. At least we trust TASO. So there are organizations we trust as Ask Without Shame, and that is where we only refer our users. We do not refer them to any clinic, but we refer always them to regional referral hospitals. Those close, we always refer them to TASO for more support.
So at least they get genuine
yes,
treatment.
for genuine treatment, yes.
Because counterfeit ARVs are affecting the fight against
that is true.
HIV treatment as well.
Yeah.
The other fake information about reproductive health, which one could it be?
People think for you, for example, to be sexy, to be good for your partner, you must have a big bum, you must be hippie. For example, to make a good marital partner, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So people think a suitable marital wife should be one with a big bum, one who is hippie, one who is light-skinned.
But isn't that a sense of style? You need to style up. What is wrong with the people styling up? Are you talking against the fake bums, for example?
Yes, so it causes people to go ahead and buy fake bums. They buy fake bums, fake hips,
Fake breasts?
fake breasts.
And that
They
is,
even bleach to become light-skinned.
and that is affecting the sexuality. You're saying this is fake information is being fed to our youth, and then they are going and buying the bums.
Yes.
And you're saying, no, you must be the
We
way
need to embrace who we are. Then everyone has to embrace themselves the way they are. You need to accept yourself. If you're not born light-skinned, why would you even think of bleaching to become light-skinned?
So
People
you're
think-
saying that a young girl wearing fake hips and fake bums is a lie, and therefore they cannot make a good marriage partner.
Exactly, because she's already
Fake.
fake. So even whatever she's going to do in marriage will be
Be
fake.
fake.
Yes. You're already faking a bum,
But she
faking
can
hips.
conceive and give birth to a real child. The child will not have a fake
And chances
bum or
are
hips.
that even the child would be fake as the parent. Because you
We'll
see,
learn
the
from
fruit
the-
doesn't fall far from the what? From the tree. You're going to see your mom wearing a fake bum. You'll be like, oh, this is the way to go. Definitely you'll learn. You'll grow up knowing that if I don't have, for example, a big bum, I can't buy. I can get a sponge and it makes a big bum. That is already fake, and you're going to be raising generations that are also fake.
And what are you telling the audience now?
Mm.
And I like the fact that you've talked about the bleaching.
Yeah.
As a dark, beautiful African woman, you have maintained this is a crisis, a crisis of identity we Africans have. But at 28 years, you have the wisdom to know that this is your color and you must retain it.
Yeah.
So can you speak without shame about bleaching and retaining our African color?
So I think, in my opinion, the African color is incomparable. It's the best color someone can ever have. If you're an African, you don't need to look white, yet you're not.
You have melanin. You can
Melanin.
deal with the sun rays.
Exactly.
You don't have those issues.
You don't
We
have
are
to
resistant to
almost all the different weather conditions, and we look good. When it comes to bleaching, the bleaching products the women are using, or even the men who bleach, these products are not so authentic. They come with a lot of other side effects, and for the women, they really affect their reproductive health so much. Yes, they don't just stop on the skin, but they also enter into the blood system, and eventually it affects their reproductive health.
You think fibroids are coming from these many chemicals women are using on their skins and the skin cancers and all these things?
Skin cancer, of course, yes. Even fibroids could be. Yeah, skin cancer, yes. Even some other blood cancer. Yeah.
But Ruth, whereas you are original color, but I can see your lips having an artificial color.
Yeah.
Lipstick,
Yes.
one of the most counterfeited beauty products for women. Okay, it's just enhancing who you are. It's not changing, unless you're not changing
I'm not
completely.
changing, yeah.
Lipsticks, counterfeit lipsticks. An experience there?
Yeah, I've ever bought one. I don't remember the brand, but it peeled off my skin, my lip skin.
It peeled off your skin, you got
Yes.
some sores.
Yeah, and even at some point it burnt my lips and they turned kind of reddish, so I had to stop using it.
Is this fake lipstick a common phenomenon around? You have friends or whatever suffering from it?
Very much. It is very common. And people are buying it because they think it's cheap. It's affordable.
So I have an idea.
Mm.
Why don't you women just abandon the lipstick and just stay the way you are? Who is pushing you to use the lipstick?
I think it's in the nature of us
Is
women.
it the men?
Not really. Personally, I love lipstick. As you said, I always want to enhance my beauty. I feel like when I...
But for who? For the men, of course.
For myself, not
If
really.
men left this planet today,
Uh-huh.
and men vanished completely and you stayed as women only, you think you'll still dress sharply like that to go out in the world? Let's be honest, speak without shame. Would you dress sharply, nicely, have nice hair if there were no men?
Yes, I think yes. This is what I'm thinking. Why do you think women bathe in single schools? Like girls, why do you think girls are bathing in single schools?
Okay, that is a school environment. But I am saying, imagine a woman going to work, okay, and she has not bathed. And she's getting a lot of stigma and stick and scorn from the men and from everybody. Will her mood be okay?
Of course,
Will
there
she
she
feel
can't be
uplifted?
okay.
She will not be okay.
Yeah.
So she has got to bathe, to smell nice, to dress nice. If a woman gets a comment
The point
that
is...
she is smartly dressed, if you
Yeah.
get a comment that you're smartly dressed, it uplifts your mood.
Exactly.
And if the comment is coming from an opposite sex, it even uplifts your mood more.
And even if it came from the same sex.
Yes, it uplifts your mood
Yes.
more.
So I think the point is on, it's not about that we are dressing up for men or looking good for men, but it's a societal issue. We're looking at society. What will society think of?
Society has men and women.
And women.
And because you're an expert in sexuality.
Yeah, so it could be women who are going to complain about me that, but your lips, they are dark and you're not putting anything there. You would look more sexy if you wore your lipstick. So I'm always thinking of what is society going to think of me? How will people perceive me? I'm going for an interview. How will I look like? Let me add some bit of lipstick to look more better.
But to look original and authentic,
Yes.
not fake. We're going to take a break. When we return, we're going to speak about the role of shame in the fight against counterfeits. We're back. We are here with Ruth Nabembezi, founder
Ask without shame.
Ask Without Shame. And we're going to ask her the role of shame in selling and buying counterfeits. What's the role of shame?
First of all, the people selling counterfeits are shameless and they are very cruel. Even the people buying the counterfeits.
Why are the people selling? Let's start with those ones. Why are they shameless according to you?
They are shameless because, why would you bring something which is fake onto the market? They are killing a lot of people. Actually, they are not only shameless, but they are also murderers. These people are so cruel. You're bringing something on the market which you know it's going to kill people. They are shameless that you buy something which is not up to the standards, but in the end it's going even to endanger your family, your own family.
Okay, let's analyze that more. The first source of shame. A lot of the counterfeiters are stealing somebody's innovation, somebody's brand.
Thank you. Yeah.
Somebody has put in a lot of money to develop this brand. And then shamelessly, another person goes, fakes it, because Fred likes to use BlackBerry, they come and sell it to me.
Yeah.
So they are stealing innovation. This company which makes this product, because it's legit company, is a model employer. It is paying government taxes. It's contributing to the economic development of. So the counterfeiter is stealing our economic development, our well-being, our health. You
That
agree?
is true. Yes, I totally agree.
The other level of shame is what you have spoken about. I come to you and tell you this is a nice lipstick. It will give you the wow effect. That's how you guys speak.
Yeah.
And then you put it on and your lips peel. Shame upon you. You have not given me what you promised.
Exactly.
It's even a morality issue, I think.
It is. It is.
But
It is even criminal.
It is criminal. But the counterfeiters in Uganda, they say, they are hustling. They are trying to survive. Is
At the
looking for
cost of
survival and
millions.
hustling a justification to sell a counterfeit?
It's not justifiable. Because imagine you've sold fake drugs. You're going to kill millions of people. It's through people that we get opportunities. It's through people that we become better versions of ourselves. Are you going to become better after killing?
But the counterfeiter might say whatever they are selling doesn't kill. It may not meet the standard. It doesn't kill. And this leads us to the problem. Here we have Dankani as the drivers of counterfeiting. Concealed danger. The person who sold you the fake lipstick did not know of the concealed dangers to your health of the lipstick. So don't you think the sales of counterfeits are growing because we don't know the concealed dangers of the counterfeit product, both as sellers and buyers?
I think for the sellers, they know. In most
You think
cases,
they know?
the sellers know. For the buyers, they may not be knowing, but the sellers know, though they do not know what exact problem is in there. But they know that, this is a fake lipstick. They know what is fake and what is not fake. Because even when they are coming to the market, the ones you say, when they come to the market, the fake one will be cheaper than the original one. You get? So they know what is fake and what is original, and they know the dangers.
So they do it knowingly.
They do it knowingly. Unless for the buyers, for them they may not be knowing. Some of them know, others do not know. Others know, but that's the only option they have. That's what they can afford.
So your attitude is that these people are killers, they are murderers. We
Yeah.
have anti-counterfeit goods bill, which has been brought to Parliament. And it is proposing 7 years for the people selling counterfeits. Do you think they should increase the years?
Those are few years.
Huh?
Those are very few years. These people need serious penalties. Imagine someone who brings fake ARVs in the market.
Fake cancer drugs,
Thank
fake
you.
formula milk for children, fake tires, the accidents.
Yes, they kill millions and millions of people. Imagine someone who has committed murder. I don't know how many years they are, but the person bringing counterfeits to the market kills even millions and millions. So they deserve a life imprisonment, in my opinion.
So ask without shame is talking without shame here.
Yes.
That we must give life imprisonment to
Yeah.
counterfeiters.
Yes.
But going to the consumer, the buyer, do you see shame in us as buyers going to buy these things playing a role?
Of course,
Oh, we are
there
not
is
ashamed.
shame. No, we are ashamed. We should be ashamed. Even if we try to act like we are not ashamed, at the bottom of our hearts, we know we are buying fake things, which in the end may affect us in one way or the other.
The shame could be you go to buy a phone, okay, and you get embarrassed and ashamed. After a week, it's not, you can't hear, you can't talk, it can't charge. So we suffer humiliation and shame, but in private. And what should we be doing to use shame as a positive force? We, the consumers, the buyers, what should we be doing?
So I think we should always name and shame the counterfeiters.
You want us to name and shame?
Yeah. And it would be a great idea if you could come up with a platform where we can report such issues. At least someone can post a fake lipstick, even attach the company, the picture and
the
everything.
receipt.
Yes, and this can help millions of other people who would have bought the same product. Yeah.
So you think that the reason why shame is not playing its proper role in driving away counterfeits is because of the low sensitization and the low reportage. We are not reporting.
Yeah,
Because, for example, who knew about your fake lipstick until you came to this show?
of course, no one. Some people know about it, but just a few of them. The few people who know about it are the ones who are no longer buying it, but millions are actually, I think, buying it because it has never stopped coming to the market. The fact that it is on market up to now, it means more people are still buying
using it.
Yes.
Now that we are asking without shame, as a country, we get a lot of shame when our products are rejected. I hear because they are substandard or counterfeit. We are having national shame. What should we do at the policy level, at the top? We have talked to the consumers here. Talk to government. Are we having shame, enough shame? Why should our products be rejected? I hear they are substandard, our milk, our what?
I think there is not enough shame to the government. They need to get more ashamed so they can even put in more efforts. And I also think this requires coordinated efforts, not only for the government, but there should be coordinated efforts between regulatory systems, custom agencies.
Because one of my areas of shame that I see here, as a country, we shamelessly allow counterfeits to come in, we tax them, and then shamelessly go in the market and raid them and arrest the trader.
And what is causing that for me, I think
And
we are
then
not
after
ashamed to be corrupt. We
and
are
then
not
after
ashamed.
that, and after allowing it to come in, you collect the taxes, then you go and do an operation and arrest the person, and then again we reach court and release.
No, because they've given you a tip, they've given you a bribe. They just leave them to do their business. Yeah, I feel there is so much to be done for sure to curb this issue of counterfeit.
So how can ask without shame help the fight against counterfeits? Because we are like a lone wolf. Not many people pay attention to this, but we've decided to take it on. How can ask without shame help to push people to feel a sense of shame and say no?
We should always encourage people to shamelessly talk about these issues, to expose the counterfeits without any shame, to name them. And I think by doing so, we shall overcome.
Should we also name and shame the ladies who have fake banks, for example, as a way of, because that's also counterfeiting. You're misleading the young man or whatever. Should we also name and shame that?
Yes.
This one has fake hips.
Yes, we should. If at all you're touched, if in any way it's not affecting you, then you may not have to do it. But if it's affecting the other individual, then they
But
can.
you know, people might think, Ruth, that for you are just not .com. People have freedom of expression. People can put on, I've seen some people who have nails which go up to here. And for them, that's what they want. What is wrong with that?
There is nothing wrong with that. But it can be wrong if it, in any way it is affecting another person. If you take on such a woman, in case you fell in love with her nails, and then you only realize that they were fake, they were not original, how would you feel?
So what you're saying basically is that because we have allowed to fake everything around us. It has become easy for us to also go to the supermarket and we buy a fake because it's normal.
Exactly, it is normal. And we believe that
Because we have nomancy there. Nomancy is one of the reasons.
we feel it's normal. Yeah, but there are those serious counterfeit, I think. If at all you're doing it to yourself, your own body, your own self, like if there is public sensitization and everyone is aware of the effects and how bad counterfeit is, and someone chooses, for example, to wear fake nails, that is them. It's not affecting other people. But now there are these serious issues when it comes to counterfeit, which is affecting almost, like big population is being affected because of the fake stuff on the market, for example. The nails is okay for the individual, however, it might affect the partner. Yeah, but there are also these other serious ones. For example, when you bring a fake drug on the market, products to use on the market, yet they are dangerous to their lives.
Okay,
So-
we may never know if the nail extensions have any health. We don't know.
Yeah, we
If
don't
they
know.
have. Okay, as somebody working with the youth, ask without shame. What is your outreach for the youth? How many people are you touching?
So far, we've assisted over 85,000 people.
Youth.
Yes, via our mobile platforms. You call in and ask questions.
What is the mobile platform called?
We have an Android app called the Ask Without Shame.
Android
Yes. It's called the Ask Without Shame app. So if you have an iPhone, for now you're not favored. You can't have the app. But also have other platforms. You have our WhatsApp channel. And then you can also send a normal text message, the usual one.
So you have a call center or what?
We had a call center, but the idea is to establish a cloud-based call center. So someone can even work from home, can work from the US. You can call from Uganda and the person responding to you is in the US. Yeah, managing a normal call center is kind of expensive, but with a cloud-based call center, it's cheaper and even scaling is easy.
You called it a cloud,
Based call center.
and it seems you're only dealing with youth who are connected to the internet. What about the grassroots, those who cannot access?
We also do community outreaches, and besides internet, you can call, make a call. So there you don't need internet. We also do community outreaches where we go out and train different peer educators. Yes.
Would you say that Ask Without Shame is having an impact?
Of course, I must confess that we do have huge impact. And we've also had so many people, as I told you, stigma
What's the
and
impact?
shame. We have so many people opening up to us, and they're telling us stories they wouldn't have opened up to anyone close to them. And they come with their issues, and we are able to help them solve them.
Did you receive any DNA issues? We've been having a whole battle of DNA. Did Ask Without Shame
Yeah, I think
intermediate in this
we still
confusion?
even get those questions where people ask us if we also do DNA, if we also give free DNA tests. We are like, no. Yeah.
Do you support DNA testing?
To
Why-
some
why would-
extent, yes. To
Why
some
would somebody
extent,
look
no.
after a child for 10 years and then they go and say, I want to see if this is my child?
To some extent, yes. I support the DNA because I'll start with the other side where I don't support it. Why I don't support it is, as you've said, why do you have to wait for 10 years to do a DNA? If it has to be done, let it be done immediately after birth. So the other party doesn't have to waste a lot of resources on a child that doesn't belong to them.
Yeah, but DNA, if somebody presents themselves as a DNA, because I'm a DNA, you're a DNA product.
Yeah.
So if I present myself as something I am not, I'm giving fake health information about myself. I'm so and so's
That's true.
son or so and so's daughter, whereas not.
That is true.
So
But I've also heard of stories that someone went to do a DNA and they paid money, a bribe, and they were not
To
given
get a
the
good-
rightful results.
okay, let's take a break. Ruth, I have just looked at some information on the internet. I'm very interested in the fact that you are an orphan. And there is some report I saw that 1 out of every 7 children in Uganda is an orphan.
Mm-hmm.
Is this fake information? Is it accurate from the way you see being
In
an
my
orphan?
opinion, I feel like it's maybe it could be like 3 out of 7. I feel like the number is bigger than what is being presented.
Do you feel that orphans are more vulnerable to counterfeits?
Of course they are, because orphans are under the vulnerable groups of people we have in Uganda.
So why do you think counterfeits could be affecting them more?
Because in most cases they have no choice. They welcome everything that is brought to them.
Did you experience, first of all, which orphanage were you in?
It's a Kankobe orphanage home.
Kankobe Orphanage Home. Where is this?
Buganga, Mpiji. That is along Masaka Road after Katonga. After River Katonga.
Deep, about 50 kilometers from Kampala. 30?
I
About
think
30?
more than 30.
But we have had reports of abuse of orphans in orphanages. Have you been subjected to abuse as an orphan?
Not at all. From my experience, where I grew up from, I had the best treatment. I was living with the nuns and were treated in the best way. I never got any abuse from anyone.
No abuse. So because we have fake orphanages also. People open up orphanages, but they are up to
Oh,
something.
by the I've seen one.
Mm.
I've seen one pastor who made a fake orphanage.
Mhm.
So he went and rented like he rented an apartment where I was also renting, and he collected so many kids, and he claimed they were orphans, but in reality they were not. You realize that he brought in kids who would be maybe where he would be their uncle.
He brought his relatives
Exactly.
and used it to solicit for funding.
And he successfully did.
Have you, since you've said orphans are vulnerable, have you had experience with counterfeits in the orphanages, in the orphanage?
Yeah, we used to have people who would come and visit us. They bring us some stuff, clothes, eats. Yeah, but some of them were not authentic. Some of them were fake clothes, shoes. There was even a time when they brought up some vaccinations, some drugs, and on injection, some people got weird reactions on their skins. The skin turned sort of yellow.
The orphans were given fake vaccines.
Yeah, fake medicines.
And how because you come from the environment of orphanages, are you aware of any policy or program to protect our orphanages from counterfeits and substandards?
What I know, I don't know the national policies, but where I was, at least we had where you would report. So we had where to make complaints, our complaints from, and they would always listen to us whenever we complained, yes, and they would definitely change stuff.
The youth have so many problems in this country or in Africa in general. Of course, if you ask many youth, what do you want to do, what do you want to be career-wise?
Yeah.
The majority don't know. They are basically lost. Are you a lost youth because you are a radiographer by
Yeah.
profession
Yeah.
and you branched into social enterprise?
Yes, so
Are you lost?
I'm not lost, but we should also accept the fact that there are areas in which someone can be passionate about.
Yeah, but don't you think that we should be having an education that determines the passion of the child? What is the interest of the child?
Yeah, that is.
So that the child will go and study their passion. I'm now speaking about our education.
Yeah.
Our education will be, your uncle is a lawyer. Ruth, why don't you be a lawyer like your uncle?
That's the current education.
So, and I'm thinking that maybe you're a victim or a product of that education. A radiographer going to talk about giving information on reproductive health.
Yes, I am
Comment on
a victim.
the genuineness or fakeness of our education.
I am a victim, but also we need also to accept the factors around us in making choices in life. For me, I become a radiographer because government had given me the opportunity to study radiography freely. I did PCB, and all the courses I applied for were never given to me, only to realize I was given radiography.
Radiography is what? You do the
Scan, X-ray. Because I didn't have money to finance my education, and I didn't anyone to pay for my education at campus, I had to go with radiography because it was given to me by the government freely.
Have you ever practiced radiography?
Never. Only the time I was at school.
So how is your radiography background helping you in asking without shame?
It's not helping me anywhere.
Because in asking without shame, it also involves analysis, scanning. You're scanning with your eyes, not machines.
But those are eyes. Now that is not radiography.
That is
because
a version of radiography.
Not really, because radiography talks of radiations. You have to think of machines, not the eyes. So my eyes are not emitting any radiations. Yeah.
But your comment is that we are also having fake byproducts through probably a system of education that is not suitable.
Because it's
What
also
reforms do we need in education, according to you?
so for me, I feel like kids should be given a chance. They should be educated as per their interest and passion. If I
But
feel
how do you establish it? Maybe we should be more observant and do some.
No, we should give more time to the people we are educating. They can always tell you what they want and listen to that and empower them in that field where they want to go. If maybe your kid says, I want to be a lawyer like you, then you can mentor them to be lawyer. If they want to be a doctor.
Tell you, most of the kids, they like to be footballers because they are seeing Ronaldo. If there's a big musician, they all want to go to music school. They want to sing even when they can never make a single note. Basically, because we're in the information age, what they see out there, they want to be.
Yes, that's the
You
challenge.
understand?
Yes.
So how do you mentor? I think even mentorship programs are failing because the kids, there's a lot of distraction. A lot of distraction.
Yeah. But again, you would not think of being a lawyer if you've not seen one. It's impossible. I feel like you need to first to get something that makes you fall in love with it.
Yeah, but for example, you may see a lawyer and want to be a lawyer, but you miss out on appreciating what it takes to be a lawyer. You might think being a lawyer is the tie and the suit and so on. That's what many kids think. But being a lawyer is pain and suffering. It's hard work.
Yeah.
And they don't want to know about the hard work. They just want the end result.
I think they just became lawyers because you wear coat ties and...
But you know, these days you can cheat your way from nursery, primary to everything.
Of course.
and you become any profession. So we have fake lawyers, fake doctors, fake everything. So what, according to you, is the role of the internet in fighting against counterfeits or promoting counterfeits?
It is promoting. It is actually a catalyst of counterfeits.
The internet is?
Yes, it is. To some point, to some extent it is. Because it has a lot of fake stuff.
Fake information.
Fake information.
Fake products.
Fake products.
Fake services.
Fake service. It lies a lot. And people fall in love with the lies they saw on the internet.
So, but how can we harness the power of the internet as a positive force? Should we just abandon it?
No, we shouldn't, because we're using it for so many good things. But I also feel like once we have some regulatory systems in place, because the internet doesn't post stuff, it's people who post stuff on the internet. So if we have some regulatory systems that are serious, people will also know that I cannot post anything I want on the internet. Someone is going to see it from the internet and they're going to report somewhere.
But aren't you taking the personal responsibility away from us? We are waiting for government or for everything to regulate us. Government to Yambe aspect all the time. And shouldn't we be promoting self-regulation? Ruth should be responsible for her actions and know that there is a consequence.
Exactly. Everything has to start with ourselves.
The I.
Yes, the I aspect. Because we should also sympathize with the government. They have so much issues to deal with. Until you table an issue to them, that's when they can also come in. But let it start with us. If you realize the lipstick is fake, don't even go ahead to buy it. If you don't have money, then quit lipstick. You're not going to die without applying lipstick. If you realize what you're going to sell is fake, don't sell it. At least get some little shame that what if it were you buying this fake product you're trying to put on the market?
What would you?
Yes.
Okay, Ruth, thank you so much for coming. But as we close, in Dankani there, as a youth leader, which of those drivers do you think is making the youth to choke on counterfeits? Is it differentiation? Is it affordability? Normancy? Convenience? We don't know the dangers? Aspiration? Negligence? Or
I think I would say affordability and aspiration.
Affordability, how do you mean?
Most of the youth are broke.
But they have money to buy fakes.
Because fakes are cheap. So because fakes are cheap, the poor youth...
But fakes are not cheap. If you buy a fake pen, it will not work. You'll buy it 5 times over.
Exactly, we think.
So you end up spending.
Cheap. Yeah, even more.
So counterfeits are not cheap.
Yeah, in the long run
so
they are not.
So do you think it is because we don't have knowledge about the fact that they are not cheap, counterfeits are not cheap? We also don't have knowledge about the dangers?
Yes, we don't have knowledge. So I think there is need for public sensitization about counterfeits. There is need for public sensitization. We do not have enough knowledge. We need more information and more sensitization.
But also, can the youth differentiate between genuine and fake?
At times it's hard to differentiate. It's very hard. You can buy an iPhone which is fake. But because you've seen the iPhone logo, you think this is an iPhone. Or you've seen a word iPhone. Or you'll just buy thinking it's an iPhone. Yet it's not.
What about aspiration? Youth are always wanting to climb the social ladder.
Exactly.
To arrive on the scene. To have that hot look. To get the number of likes.
Exactly.
And then they post. And how is aspiration a big factor?
Because they tend to admire the different people they see, the artists they love, they like, they believe in. So At times they fall in love even with what they do, with how they look. So they also want to look like that. When you see Rihanna, you feel like I need to look like Rihanna. When you see Nicki Minaj, you feel like I need to have that waist for Nicki Minaj. I need to look like skinned.
Kardashians.
Yeah. So they end up
Falling
doing a
for the
lot of
fakes.
fake things. Yes.
Your message, Ruth, to the youth. You have a minute to tell the youth about counterfeits and how they should avoid them.
Okay, for me, this is my message. It has to start with us. You don't have to be like the other person to look beautiful. And for us to be able to fight counterfeits, it is a collective effort we need to put in. We need to be more vigilant, and we need to avoid those products because we already, at least for some of them, we know them, so we need to avoid them. You don't have to go for a lipstick that caused you problems when you are using it. Quit it, leave it. And you can as well use your mouth to sensitize other people not to buy it and to avoid it even more and more. So we shouldn't sit, we should join efforts and end this scourge of counterfeits in Uganda and world at large.
So basically, let us use shame to fight counterfeits.
Yeah, let us use shame to fight.
Thank you so much,
Counterfeits,
Ruth
yeah.
Nabembezi. Ruth Nabembezi is the co-founder
Yeah.
of Ask Without Shame,
Yes.
a social enterprise that is giving accurate information to the youth about their sexuality and reproductive health. Because as she has explained, we also have a lot of fakes or counterfeits with our sexuality and reproductive health. So we would like to sign off, one, by thanking you for making the date with us every Friday to listen in, learn, and take action against counterfeits, and also to thank those who have subscribed. We encourage you to continue the subscription because that helps us to reach far and wide and disseminate the information. If you like what we are doing, if you like any of the episodes, please do share and remember to put the notification to be reminded always of our next interesting program. Until then, don't be fake, buy and sell genuine.